Good afternoon. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian. And where's Lauren? She's at a business meeting. So it's just me today. Let's press, let's plie, mobilize those hips, inspiration from the ballet there, and the strength of that kettlebell to condition that upper body, also for some mobility, but also that functional strength. Lauren always starts that warm up with the feet on this side, so that's where I'll start too. Grab your balance aid, check in with the feet, the rib cage, the breath, make it look easy. We all know it's not. Let's pull a foot to that demi point or lunging style foot and keep the knees facing forward. Now push the hips through to extend the hip and straighten the knee. Repeat on the other side, a pulling action to that demi point. Hold for a second, maybe even press some load into that, and then think hips that go through and forward to straighten the knee. Repeat, other side. Ball the foot and then get to those toe tips. Perhaps go over on the toe tip, and for a couple more, ball the foot, gently flex over. Use those toes to push back to that demi point. One more time, we'll flex over, press toes forward, push hips through to straighten, and same thing, other side. Ball the foot towards that toe tip, straighten the standing leg for the support, and then ask a little bit of that mobility to go over the toes and back. Avoid the Charlie horse, embrace some of that tension, and maybe for one or two more, the flex over, toes forward to demi, pull, toes over, push the toes forward to demi, and then keep those hips coming through. We'll do our first plie in a parallel position here, so condition those knees to go over those toes and keeping that upper body nice and upright. Push the hips through as if you're coming closer to your screen. Let's do that twice more as you pull the knees back and then press the hips forward. Repeat. I think I said knees. I meant ankles. Pull the feet back, letting the knees go forward, and then push the hips through. Practice that first balance here on those demi points, and whether it's a tiptoe or with that light balance, let's again keep that rib cage over the hips and always looking for that control as we come down. Pivot to that first position, adjust yourself as you need, and just get to one of those demi points right away. Then let's do our first set of plie here on a demi. Then that bent leg with a full foot on the floor, extend it so that it's nice and straight. Then rise on that leg and return to the floor with a straight heel. Then absorb that landing and press through to tall. The flat foot does the work. We hold the balance and down. Two more each side with the hands on the hips. The hand on a bar will rise and come down. The knee stays straight right here, and it stays straight all the way until we switch. Last one each, knees over toes, hips through, balance, down, and final one here. Push the hip through, straighten both knees, hold a quick balance. Again, ensure that rib cage is over the hips, glutes squeeze, kneecaps pulled up, and then slowly return the heels to the floor. Add that little shake in. Add a little shake extra. Come away from that bar and just standing in open space for you, have the palms facing forward. Low effort on the shoulder blades, do a shrug up and then a pull down. And then a round forward and a retract back. From here, let's just do a biceps curl and repeat the same thing. The hands should stay in about the same place as we shrug our shoulders and then pull down. Same thing as they round forward through the shoulder blades and then retract. Open up towards a T shape out here or just slightly higher in a Y, and we'll repeat the same effort. It's our shoulder blade shrug and emphasize that pull down. Then round the shoulders forward and retract the shoulders back. For the final one, check in with those overhead ranges as we aim to get those elbows in line with the ears, keeping the rib cage down. With both arms overhead if allowed, elevate and pull down. Protract and retract, and just start that groove of a pull or a push in our press here as you return to what we call that rack position, and then gently extend the elbows and always embrace the value of a nice shake. Then let's get to the floor and start conditioning the core to take that tension necessary for our kettlebell. We'll integrate a hinge here. Have a little bit of a hinge. That's our deadlift and our swing. Hallmarks include vertical-ish shins. We're allowed to break that rule a little bit and just feel a little bit of load on those hamstrings. Then tip forward, whether it's from the knees, as I'm showing here in my modified plank, Or in a high plank, it's all about the tension. So slowly, squeeze your butt cheek, brace the abs as if to take a punch, and imagine pulling the floor together by pulling the hands left and right to the feet. For 3, 2, gently go knees down. Gently, using that word a lot here, but we'll do our tailbone tip like cow. And again, embrace a little bit of a child's pose, but ensure that that low back or hip shape is the cow, avoiding the rounding of the shape of the back there. Let's go one more time as you go into that plank position, modified from the knees here, or elevated on the hands and toes only. And this time, pull in a diagonal. Pull the left hand to the right foot and the right hand to the left foot, and vice versa. Build strength on that diagonal. Might be a series of quick switches for a couple more seconds. Are you quivering like me? And then gently place the knees down. And let's stay down here just a little bit extra and continue that hamstring load stretch with a middle splits position. Emphasizing again that tailbone cow. Anytime that hip is flexed, as if we're sitting here or at your chair, thinking again about the tailbone at anterior tip or cow. If this is really hard, bump yourself up with a block or a pillow, or a counterweight, such as that kettlebell out in front, could help stabilize that and make that a little bit more available. But no matter what, we're prioritizing that nice extension and tension through the feet. So we could be in our ballet points there, or those karate dorsiflexed ankles. No matter what, just pick to fill it with tension. We'll come back to this position a couple different times today. This is our beginner kettlebell press and plié class. So we'll be introducing some kettlebell holds, get used to that relationship with the kettlebell, as well as mobility stuff on the bar. Take time. Maybe could you take away the hands? And then maybe as an additional challenge, could you get up without using your hands? No additional rules, but just shake it out. And did you use your hands? Leave us a comment. I love that mermaid sit, that hybrid mermaid that I did there. But again, emphasize the resilience to come up without your hands. Let's get back to the plie, but the plie with the tendu. That tendu is a leg out front and return, in this case, back to that first position. Let's start tall. We'll prepare the arm as to reach towards that kettlebell, bring it back down low, bring it through that first position, and end up at the side. From here, we'll do our plie, check. Transfer weight to one leg as we'll tendu out front. Incorporate that full leg stretch. Pull to first, back to front, back to first standing tall with straight legs. Then it's the plie where the knees bend, the reach to the side with a toe point, a full leg stretch, a nice tall close, a point to the side, and finishing with a close. To the back, plie. Maybe even integrate that arm if you know how out front. And then full body stretch and a close and a tendu back and a close. And en croix or to the side, last one, and a cross. We'll go knees over toes, point, full stretch, full close. And last time point, close the arm with the leg, coordinating to that ankle balance, that coup de pied balance. And again, with a hand on the bar or challenge yourself without, hold that nice strong position. Knees point side, toes point down, and then return to first. Engage that nice strong stretch plie and shake it out. And then spin around or switch sides. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So those feet were turned out from the hips in our first position. And we took the hand along the floor to first and then to tall. It's a plie, a tendu, a stretch together. Reach to the front, finish first. To the side with a stretch, nice and tall, to close, point, close. To the back, stretch arm if we wish, full tall, close first. Point back, close first. Last time, to the side. And stretch, and close, and point, and close with that arm to that first position. Point the toes, knee side, nice straight standing leg, and hold for time. And arm side, let's finish in a plie. And again, just a nice, tall, proud stretch. And then we'll shake it out. Those movements are ballet inspired for the hips, and this one is old school strength inspired movements for your grips and your core. So we'll start today by loading the core in our suitcase hold. For that, stand as directly over top of that kettlebell as you can. Turn the handle so it's parallel with the feet, and grip with the arm you're confident to hold it with first. So for me, that's my right. Then I'll take my left, cuddle that kettlebell, and I'm pretending to lift it as to load my hips to tell my body how heavy it is. Next, I brace my core and I lift to center. Then as allowed, bring that out to the side and stay nice and tall. Gravity wants to take that kettlebell to the ground, so we'll integrate our core strength strategies to stay nice and square, active on the hips, engage with the core, push the feet out, squeeze the butt, and maybe even test your shield. Then we'll return the bell to the middle. That's the two-hand grip. Incorporate that hip hinge, returning the bell, and then just barehanded back up. A shake is appreciated there sometimes too. Same thing on the other side. It's our hip hinge, full grip. Stand nice and tall. As allowed, bring that kettlebell to the side. Keep it tight to your body. Too much lateral movement there, not always awesome for the shoulder, but no matter what we do, we're firm grips, we're engaged on the core, maybe a little lean, find out where that center position is, and add that tension through the feet. Distribute those forces through the floor, excite the feet, particularly that pinky side of the foot. Then return the kettlebell to the middle. With two hands, we'll return it down, and we'll stand up, barehanded. We'll do one more kettlebell hold here, and we'll be back to the bar. Stick with that movement, that low position, or even just that pretend deadlift, or can we progress it and hold that kettlebell in this position called the rack? For that again, we'll turn the handle parallel with the feet. We'll chop those hips back, get a firm grip, lift it, and this time bypass those hips and land in this rack's position, where we started with that bodyweight press scheme from before. So press the feet out. This one, maybe lean towards the side of the bell, just that hair, and hold for our time, about 15 seconds for what we're looking for today. And then two hands on, return to the floor, and come up, barehanded. Repeat on the other side. Feel free to regress where you need, or let's keep progressing those skills in these kettlebell holds. It's the hip hinge, the two-hand grip, and feel the preload. Up, core brace, hips extend, and bring the bell to the side. Hold for time. Find the feet. Squeeze your glutes, pull up those kneecaps, just like stretching in a plie. Hold for a couple more seconds here. Can you breathe? From behind that shield, and then two hands to the middle of the body. Return it to the floor and come up, barehanded. Let's go back to that bar, shake it out, but don't go anywhere. We'll come right back to that kettlebell in a second. So we'll start again with those feet in that first position. Take the hand and prepare it the way you know, to the side, to the front, and then back up to the side second. Jetés here. We'll go jeté to the front and close. Jeté side, close to a fifth position as if to try to get your toes to touch, and then out to the side and close to the back. Then repeat to the back, close to that fifth position, and then side and front, and one last time. We'll go jeté front and close. To the side, close back. To the back, close back. To the side, close front. Because I got that wrong the first time, I'm going to do that one more time. Join me as we do our out front together. To the side, but close behind. To the back, also close behind. And then to the side, but this time, let's close into that coup de pied position. Stay nice and tall. Practice that flat foot balance or that demi-point releve rise. And hold for time. Then open the arm to the side. Finish with a nice juicy plie and a full body stretch. Looking proud. And then shake it out. Mix that up. The coordination patterns there. Front, side, back, side. So pay attention. I promise to get it right. Because you did 3 over there, we'll do it 3 over here too. Arm to the front, check. Establish that side position. Jeté front, close to the 5th position. Then to the side, and we'll close behind. Jeté back, also close 5th. Then to the side, we'll close front, and front. Close 5th, side, close back, point back, close 5th, and side to front. Last time, close 5th, to the side, and 5th, and back, and 5th, and side. But this time, bend that ankle, pull it into that coup de pied, maintain that turnout on the standing leg, and with a flat foot or that demi-point rise, breathe, brace, control, focus, and maybe that hand on the bar goes a long way, but then open to the side, return through the plie, and just a nice tall stretch in the middle. And a shake. If you thought that was all for jetés, we got one more. A little bit of a warm up there, en croix, and now a little bit of a balance test if you're out in the center of the room like I am, or feel free again to use the bar. But it's time, even without Lauren here, to do the beautifully and the dreaded 8-8, 4-4, 2-2 dégagé. Let's get somewhere where my pants don't blend in with the vault. So clear your space. Let's chase a little bit of some light ballistics here as you reach the arms to first and side second, or even on your hips. We'll go 8 repetitions, jetés to the side. We'll start on the and. 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Think quick. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's stop there because, I can't count. I need Lauren, the accountant, here today to keep us on track. But I messed up. So let's do it again, though, because it's 8, 4, 2s, 2s, 4s, 8s. Call that a little warm-up set. You're welcome, or I'm sorry, but let's do that one last time. We'll start on the and again. 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. Now 4, 3, 2, and 1. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now 2 and 2. We'll pause. We'll go on the and. 2, 4, 8s up. 3, 2, 1, and 1. 2 and 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now 8 and 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Close. 8 and 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And close. And shake. Okay, we explored the low hold in the sense of the kettlebell low. Then that rack. Let's come right back down to that floor. Maybe can we make up that no hand challenge to get to the floor as well? And then did you organize yourself nice and close to that kettlebell? Because first, let's cuddle it and just hold it in this firing range position or the foundation for a nice floor press. So I have my hand nicely wrapped on that kettlebell. My shoulder is pulled down as to get out of my ear. Then with the 2 hands, I'll roll to my back, embrace those core tension abs, then just press. So the kettlebell is vertical in the arm and packed, secured safely in the shoulder. Bend the leg of your choice. There's great applications for why both legs could be bent here, but just hold for time and build strength and awareness with your body and the kettlebell. It's easier to hold it here to some degree. So challenge that vertical nature of the forearm, but no matter what, the armpit musculature there will be pulling down as to avoid a shrugged shoulder. Let's call that our time. We'll go 2 hands on. We'll cuddle it down with control and return. Rule number 1, never lead with your head over the kettlebell. So we'll switch sides. You could do that halo exercise too, but here we are on the other side of the kettlebell now, and we'll repeat the same cuddle to firing range position. Cuddle with a prep of the breath and a core brace. Hold for time. You leave your 2 hands on the bell if it's feeling rather unsteady, but as allowed, take that hand away. Also anchor it to the floor and challenge, again, the straightness of the elbow, the vertical arm in relationship to the floor, and the packing, safety-enhancing feature of the shoulder blade. And time. Can you breathe? Are we still engaged on that core? Multitasking is hard, but go through that checklist and then go through it again. We'll go 2 hands on, we'll pull it down, and then embrace a nice little cuddle again. While we're on the floor, let's just open up those hips in a nice little middle split stretch again. So sitting tall, that anterior cow tip of the hip, extension shape through the spine, projecting up with those clavicles. Maybe we engage in a little bit of a side-to-side slide here, or just casually walk out into a deeper hip stretch as we extend towards the floor. But create tension in the ankles, finish again sitting nice and tall, and then maybe that no hands challenge to stand up. This again would be, say, the mermaid version. So I'll press my hips through to tall, transfer weight to a side, step into a lunge position, and then there we are. We're back up tall to do exercises on the bar. We'll start with our rond de jambe, just a nice little leg circle, and then we'll do a second exercise on the bar as well. So arm will be a little bit different. Reach to the side, then engage the plie. We'll tendu out front with that arm as well, and then reach both opening to the side together. Now the arm stays and we'll reach the leg around to the back. Open, leading with the heel forward, and finish pointing with the toes. And then keep the hip forward of that standing leg as you try to maintain that turnout all the way around to the back and through. We'll repeat one more time from the front to the side. Keep the hip forward, maintain that turnout to the back, and bring it through first. This time though, that's plie or single leg bend on that inside leg. Test yourself with or without that balance aid as we do a single repetition on that bent knee. Finish tall stand and close, and then we'll reverse to the back with a straight knee, like a key in a lock, open to the side and the side to the front. Toes lead back, knees stay straight, finish back, reach side to the front. One more on straight legs. Maintain that turnout, amplify the tension with the quadriceps and the butt cheeks. Then this time, legs stay straight, but plie on that inside leg. Test the balance as you reach open to the front and a full stretch. Let's just pull into that ankle coup de pied balance. Stay here and stay on that flat foot if that's for you. Or let's pull it up towards that passe position. Knee is still side, toes are still down, and glutes are engaged. And don't forget with the ribs and the breathing, but then return through that plie and finish nice and tall. Woo. The standing leg, the gesturing leg, it's a little bit of work for both, and it's always work on the brain. Let's do it on the other side. Prepare the arm to the side, but then this time engage our plie. Plie, arm and leg reach, and they arrive at the side together. But the leg continues in a circle to the back, the heel front, circle from the side to the back, leading with those heels front, and our one more time here, side, back. And this time, we'll plie, reaching through, opening to the side, maintain that turnout, test the balance as we can, and a full stretch and close. To the back, point, open, front, toes lead back, heels stay front, back, side, front. Last one, to the back, to the side, to the front. Keep that gesturing leg straight, plie on your bent knee, and with or without that balance aid, a circle to the side, to the front, and a full tall. Then pull the arm to arrive in first as the toes reach to the coup de pied. Stay here or find that higher passe hold for time. This is the piqué. This is the pirouette, the dreaded pirouette if you ask me. And then arm side and finish tall. I shouldn't say that because I do like the challenge that the piqué and those, piqué, and the pirouettes provide, but man, they are challenging for sure. So let's go back to the floor. And this time, for up to about 5 repetitions, could we take that kettlebell through a floor press? Kind of a new move perhaps, but one of those basics that just gets you familiar with that pull-push nature of the kettlebell. So without the hands, let's get to the floor. End up on the knees, maybe hips extend through, and then let's cuddle the kettlebell again. Maintain contact with the floor through the shoulder blade throughout, and embrace that nice full repetition, straight elbow, elbow returns to the floor. I'm gonna do about 5, join me, or just spend more time with that bell in the firing range position. Cuddle, prep with the breath, and hiya, press up. Keep the leg bent, or switch for knowing what's up. An elbow to the floor, and press 1. Elbow down, and press 2. Let's do about 3 more repetitions, the same pace throughout. A slow cadence down, and a control press up. I believe 1 more is 5. I'll finish at the top. I'll still use my 2-hand dismount here as I return to the cuddle, and then swivel on my bum, and I'll turn around and replicate 5 repetitions on the other side. Shoulder pack, roll to the back, full press, 1 leg bent, you choose. Breath in, elbow down, and full press. Breath in, and on those abs. 3 more times, and again, perhaps we just stay at this tops position of the firing range, and last 2, high up press, and 1 more time, press. 2 hands on, help it down, back to the cuddle, and choose your own way up. Here I'll be doing my little rock and roll, and I'll finish in our tall stand. Woo. Hips, how they doing? Upper body. Hopefully we're feeling alive and feeling strong. Send a comment, write a comment rather, click a like, let us know how you're feeling, and share your strength with yourself first and your family and friends. But here we go, last exercise on the bar here for tonight. So, what shall we do? Well, we gotta change our attitude, or at least check in with it. So out to the side, front, arm first, arm side. Bring it up. We've been hit this position at the ankle, and then we've explored that passe as well. Take the leg, and I'm not literally trying to get it to this height of the bar, but I almost am, and my toe is trying to line up with my belly button out front. Then pull through the passe position. We could integrate that arm out front and challenge that attitude position in the back. Return the arm to the side. It could be overhead as well. And for 1 more time, toes point, slight knee extension as to get the toe in line with that belly button. And then the arm could go forward as the leg goes back. And again, check in with that attitude. The toe in this case is also trying to line up with your spine or the belly button in the back. Return the arm side, passe position, and with or without that balance aid, let's just check in again on that releve balance for a couple extra seconds. Arm side, finish with our plie, nice and tall. There we go. Attitude front, back, times 2, little extra balance, and then 1 more kettlebell skill for tonight. Prepare the arm to the side. If the leg's going out front, the arm could be overhead, and maybe it's just nice to keep it out to the side tonight. But pull up to the ankle. We can do the same attitude down here, but challenge yourself if you're appropriate for it to get towards the passe position. And then the toes that point, middle line of the body, hold for time. Through that passe position, perhaps with the arm out front. And now we're maintaining that turnout. The ribs are staying over the hips, holding for time as well. And do 1 more time each side. The standing leg is working, we hope. This leg is working, we hope. But share that load, breathe through it. 1 last time as you reach to the back. Imagine again those toe tips lining up with your belly button in the rear. And then back to the passe. Either the back or just scooch it around to the front. And this is the hard side for me as we hold our passe hold again for an additional couple seconds. And then arm to the side. Finish with our plie and our tall stretch. Let's come back to this kettlebell. Pick an exercise that's appropriate for you, the low hold, the rack hold, or if you've been here before, let's start with an overhead press. Maybe it's just one, or maybe you watch first. I'll be doing about 5 repetitions. It'll be the last time we use this kettlebell here tonight. So for that, I'll do the same thing as I did before. I'll stand over the bell and I'll pull it up to that rack position. I'll back up just a little bit. Then from here, core brace as we press overhead. 1, breath in, down. 2, breath in, down. Pump the fist on the other side for tension. Squeeze the kettlebell handle. And is that 3 or is that 4? I think it was 4. We'll do one more time here for 5. Pull it back to the rack, and then make sure you have a nice soft landing to return it to the floor. Multitasking, we've talked about already tonight, very challenging, if ever at all possible. Count, tension, technique, trying to pay attention to it all. Let's go 5 repetitions. Last exercise here tonight. We can pull it to, again, that rack position, and a press, and a pull down. Squeeze the fist out to the side. Relax on the way down. Squeeze your butt cheeks on the way up. Keep them tight all the time, but even tighter on the way up. 4. And one more time here for 5. Return it with control to the rack. 2 hands. And come up like it's easy. Like usual, we finish with a little bit of a rib roll or an exercise for that upper back. So stand nice and tall in a position comfortable for you, and just keep the hands tight to the body. At the head and neck, my toes are pointed towards about 10 and 2. So at the head and neck, do a chin tuck to stay tall, and rotate the head to look about in line with your knee and toe. Then keep your head there and turn the upper back or the rib cage. Then return the head to the middle center and the core torso to follow. Chin tuck. Moderate head rotation towards about the 10 o'clock or the diagonal. Then keep the hips forward. Turn the rib cage so the sternum lines up. And then head center, body follows. Last time. Head rotation. Keep your nose fixed on something out in space there as you're turning the torso to catch up. Then head to center, body follow. Last time, chin tuck, head stays stable, turn through those shoulders, head returns middle, torso to follow. Let it reset in the middle with those always welcome shakes and vibrations. You're always welcome here at our practice as well. On Tuesdays, it's the kettlebell. On Thursdays, it's the bar with the kettlebell. And then on Saturdays, it's just you and your body weight, and Lauren and I as you play with our strength, including the skill of the handstand. There's always basics like today's practice showed. It starts with the feet for the bar and the grips and the connection to you and your kettlebell. Thank you for keeping this connection with us. Lauren thanks you just about as much as I do, and we'll see you together on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And until then, let's take care, stay strong, and maybe train soon. Have a good day.